Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Saturday night live stream. Live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about altcoins, going to move some crypto around for you guys, and as always, I'll do my very best to get to your questions and see if we can't troubleshoot your problems here live. Well, welcome everybody. There's not a whole lot of market news except the end of the month, basically. It was historic that Bitcoin did not rise in October, I guess marking it from the beginning of the month to the end of the month. This was the first October in, I think, 7 years. We'll check it on the news in a sec, that Bitcoin did not go up month by month in October. But we're in November now, so we'll see what we've got in store for us in November. I've got a story covering all of the market news and all of the macroeconomic factors that may be at play in November. And then I've got a couple of stories on Solana. Solana is up and coming now. There's Solana ETFs now, and there was a big announcement from Western Union that they're going to use stable coins on the blockchain, the Solana blockchain, to settle their transfers and reduce their international fees. A couple other companies that are looking into stable coins as well. Big stuff, stable coins, as I had mentioned. And so I had the news kind of short tonight because I've got a few surprises for you guys. I've got a Ledger Flex that was given to me in Paris by the Ledger team. And I had an update with my Ledger rep yesterday, and she mentioned that, oh yeah, that Ledger that we gave you is engraved and personalized. And I had no idea. I'm lucky that I didn't just give it away to somebody because I was thinking about what can I do with this thing. And so we'll just open it up here. Also, Roland might be happy to hear this, but I got my hands on a Ryder 1 hardware wallet. So I'm going to show that to you. I'm not going to unbox it tonight. I'll save that for Monday, but I'll show you that. And then I want to do some swaps tonight within Ledger Live using the 1-inch. Ledger Live has partnered with 1-inch, and they have hooks now that you can use 1-inch directly in Ledger Live. You don't have to use a MetaMask wallet or a Rabby wallet, and you don't have to go and connect to the 1-inch website. You can use 1-inch directly in Ledger Live, so it's pretty cool. I'm going to show you some swaps. I'm going to show you an on-chain swap from stablecoin to ERC20. I'm going to show you, hopefully, I'm going to show you a cross-chain swap. And then I don't think we use 1-inch for this, but I did want to show you that you can use the Thor chain to swap Bitcoin within Ledger Live. So we're going to do all that tonight. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go over and greet everyone that's here tonight. I want to thank everyone for being here. It's always nice to have you guys. We've got Kenny here. Andreas Ebert was in earlier, but he said he was going to have to leave. So we're all going to miss Andreas tonight. M. Coot is here. Good to have you. I don't know that I've seen you before. Maybe you've been in before. If you haven't been here, welcome for the first time. If you have, welcome back. Of course, Kenny is here. Mr. Miskey, Simon is here, but he's not going to be able to stay. So thanks for dropping by and saying hello. Hans Hannah 350 is here. The thumbnail, I was in fact laughing in that thumbnail. I just thought I was just in a silly mood when I was taking headshots, and I thought, let me try laughing and see how that comes out. So yeah, it was a laugh, but it does look like a cry. It's hard to tell. Roland is here. Good to have you, Roland. E. Poston from Colorado. Good to have you. HR by Catherine. Fred McIntyre is here. Dave Flowers, Amsterdam, Holland. Emmanuel is here. Teresi SLK. Thank you for everything you do. have done till today. Hope you the best. Thank you very much for those best wishes. Swifty216, I think you've been in before, and Jake Lilly. Good to have everybody here. And let's get going. If you've never been in the stream before, I link all the news stories down in the description. If you can't see the whole description, just click that more button underneath the video and you'll see all this great stuff. This is an overview of what we're going to talk about. My Ledger plug is my Ledger landing page. You can pre-order the Ledger Nano Gen 5, the $179 touchscreen. I've got one here. I'll play around with it, and you will get that $10 in Bitcoin from my website or from my landing page. And then, of course, you get $10 back on any Ledger product when you use my landing page. The link is down in the description. Also in the description is a link for Stampseed. Waterproof, shockproof, fireproof, fade-proof, bulletproof. I think they had one where they shot it with a bullet and it survived. But yeah, it's really great way to permanently etch your seed phrase into metal for safe and secure long-term durable storage. Use the CryptoDad checkout code. You get 15% off. Tangems running specials again. You can still get that Tangem ring deal. I've got the link down in the description. It combines the CryptoDad and the 15 off checkout code together. It's one link. Just click it. You'll get that. But you might have to switch over to Tangem Ring. It might take you here. And then, you'll see it's dimmed out until you go to the ring. Another special that they're running, buy any black card set or stealth card set and get the next one at 50% off. And the second one does not have to be black. It can be any of their customized, specialized card sets. And you get it for 50% off. So it's like $100 for 3 card sets. Pretty good deal. Good for gifting, maybe gifting to yourself or gifting to a loved one. Tangem's so easy to use. You could even share it. So if you have a child and you want to teach them about crypto and kind of let them watch the portfolio grow, and, if you trust them, well, I mean, if you would rather not give them full access, you can set up the card set and then use their phone or their iPad or whatever, and you have the access code. You can import the wallet onto their device so that they can see it. If they're a little older, maybe you can even give them access so that give them one of the cards so that they want to make trades or purchases. They can do that too. But you both can kind of keep an eye on what's going on. So it's a good way to, let a new user learn, because Tangem is the easiest crypto hardware wallet to use, definitely, for a newcomer. And I guess that's it for the plugs. What else we got here? Latest videos. I did this video. You saw me do this stuff last Saturday where we played around with the badges. I met Susan Kerr, who is totally awesome. I was looking her up on YouTube and on Google, and, she was there with the original Mac team designing the icons. And, if you Google her name, you'll see there's an old demo that she did with a Mac and explaining how to use a Mac. And, it was just a really cool video. It's instructional, but everyone down in the description and the comments was saying how soothing her voice was and how it's ASMR, whatever. Susan Kerr designed these icons for these badges, so I did a video on that. I did a video on restoring the Descent biometric wallet. I got a link down in the description for the Descent biometric wallet. You might want to check that wallet out if you like the idea of the fingerprint reader for quick and easy personalized access. Descent wallets are pretty cool. I did a video on that. And then I did a video on that Tangem sale. You guys, I told you about that. So here we go. Hey, Will is here and we're live. Yeah, we're live. Let's jump into the news real quick. Let's do the big story here. Bitcoin ends October in red, but now enters its biggest month for gain historically. Bitcoin has typically recorded its strongest month for gains in November, and there are certainly macro tailwinds to make it happen again. Bitcoin has stepped into its historically most significant month for gains, November, with an average increase of 42.51% since 2013, meaning Bitcoin could surpass 160,000 this month if history rhymes. However, a crypto analyst noted that several macroeconomic factors are also at play. Looking ahead, there is an expectation the U.S. Fed will further lower interest rates, and the U.S. and China are working on a trade deal. Okay, so those are the macroeconomic factors. A meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping on Thursday was seen as a positive step towards ending trade tensions. Trump described the talks with the Chinese president in South Korea as amazing. Part of the talks included an agreement from Trump to trim tariffs on China in exchange for Beijing cracking down on phenol trade, resuming U.S. soybean buying, and an end to restrictions on rare earth exports for a year. Trump told reporters he expects the trade deal with China pretty soon. Trump's threat of tariff against China was blamed for the recent crypto crash, which saw $19 billion liquidated in just over 24 hours on October 11th. The crypto market has been struggling pretty much ever since then. Dennis Wilder, a professor at Georgetown University, said that it's probably not quite over yet. This is more of a pause than an end to the trade war, or war of words, right? And the Fed cut rates, but then Jerome Powell rained on everybody's parade by saying that the last rate decrease was not a foregone conclusion. A lot of people are expecting one more rate decrease in December or November. I don't know when the next one is coming out, but everyone just thought things were all rosy, and then all of a sudden Jerome Powell talked out of sight of his mouth, and everybody's up in arms now. Fed cuts are seen as bullish for Bitcoin, as the lower cost of borrowing money has historically incentivized investors to trade riskier assets, such as cryptocurrency. Also, the Fed ended quantitative tightening. That's where they do things behind the scenes to tighten the money supply. The opposite of that is quantitative easing, where they sort of flood the money supply with money out of nothing, basically. They just print money like it's going out of style. So that's coming up, hopefully. But QT is definitely over. And we've also got the government shutdown looming. Could hurt the risk asset market. We'll see. So that's another thing. Trump talking about ending the Senate filibuster rule, which is what the Democrats were trying to do during Biden's administration, so they could pack the Supreme Court. Now Trump wants to end the Senate filibuster so that he can pass the budget and get the government open. So I don't know, it's a tit-for-tat thing. Back in the old days, senators just used to stand there and talk forever to hold up the passage of a bill. Now it's like, part of the process. They vote on it, so nobody has to, stay late, right? So, but so that's it. That's the macroeconomic factors affecting the crypto market. Let's talk a little bit about Solana ETFs. Solana ETFs inflows continue. According to data from Soso Value, spot Solana ETFs added 44.48 million on Friday, bringing cumulative inflows to 199.2 million, and total assets over to 502 million. The Bitwise Solana ETF BSOL led the charge, contributing the bulk of new capital with a 4.99% daily gain. In contrast, Bitcoin ETFs saw 191.6 million in daily net outflows on the same day. And then spot Ether posted 98.2 million in outflows, reducing their cumulative inflows to 14.37 billion. The fund shed 184.3 million on Thursday and 81.4 million on Wednesday. That's a lot of numbers there. They mentioned this 44.48 million on Friday, but then the other ones they're talking about Thursdays and Wednesdays, and it looked to me in the beginning that there were more outflows than inflows. It wasn't like everything that was going out of Bitcoin and Ether ETFs was flowing into Solana ETFs, but these are out and Solana is got inflows, so that's a good thing, right, for Solana. ETFs are gaining momentum. The shift towards Solana ETF comes amid what market participants describe as a capital rotation. Vincent Liu, Chief Investment Officer at Kronos Research, told Cointelegraph that the trend highlights a growing appetite for new narratives and staking-driven yield opportunities. So we'll see. A couple others new ETFs might be coming in as well. The Bitwise's Solana staking ETF BSOL launched Tuesday with 222.8 million in assets. There's going to be a Canary's Litecoin ETF and a Hedra ETF coming soon, with the anticipated conversion of Grayscale Solana Trust into an ETF as well. Meanwhile, Hong Kong approved its first spot Solana ETF last week. So good news for Solana. Some news here that was earlier in the week. Western Union, which used to be really the only way you could get money to someone overseas. If you were just a normal Joe, it was like the go-to way of sending money to someone. I personally, in my 20s, got stranded when my car broke down and had to ask my dad to Western Union me some money so I could get a train ticket. I remember those days. So Western Union has decided to use a stablecoin on the Solana blockchain. Financial services company Western Union has said its forthcoming stablecoin settlement system will use the Solana blockchain. Announced during the company's third quarter earnings call last week, the stablecoin system will consist of the US dollar payment token USDPT and the digital asset network, which will be built in partnership with Anchorage Digital Bank, Western Union said on Tuesday. The company expects that USDPT will launch in the first half of 2026, providing customer access through partner exchanges to broaden accessibility, similar to how the PayPal US dollar stablecoin is listed on Binance and other exchanges. Good stuff for Solana. So I just wanted to highlight those stories there, and let's jump into some of the fun stuff. Glad everyone's here. I don't see Dan yet. So I'll keep an eye on the stream and hopefully I won't miss any of your questions. If using a stamp seed, it's better to have a 12-word seed. Yeah, stamp seed has 12 and 24 plates. They sent me several of them here. You can get either one with your stamp seed kit. They're pretty versatile. Let's see now. Let's go to this one. And I got to put the camera down here, which is always kind of iffy. Yeah. Actually, let me try this. Yeah, I just put it on the other table there. All right, so you can see me okay. You can hear me okay. I'm trying not to talk too loud into this. I had somebody. Actually, let's switch mics. Okay. You guys can hear me okay? All right. So, yeah, this other mic, I don't have to talk right into it. That other mic that's on the boom is kind of finicky. If I turn my head, you lose a lot of sound. I'll try to keep my audio going good here. So I have this Ledger Flex that was given to me by Ledger at in Paris in my goodie bag. And as it turns out, when I talked to my rep yesterday, she mentioned that this is an engraved ledger, and I should check it out. She also told me that my wife and I are welcome in Paris whenever whenever they do Ledger Opens. I've got an open invitation to Paris for as long as they have Ledger Opens in Paris. That's going to be, I'll definitely go again. We just really had a great time. So let's take a look at this and see what we've got here. Oh, it's got these things on it. I don't even need the knife, do I? All right, so we'll tear off the seals. Oof. Okay. I think this is pretty cool. I'm really curious as to what they engraved on there. Let's get this out of the way. Okay. Okay. It's coming open. I've had boxes that are just like, I have to struggle with them. All right. Oh, there it is. Affiliates Day. Okay. Now I see. Okay. That's pretty cool. Okay, yeah. So it's special for the Affiliates Day, and that was the day that they invited everyone to tour the Ledger facilities before their keynote. And so it's a commemorative Ledger Flex. It's pretty cool. Glad I didn't just give it away to a friend or family member thinking it was just an extra. So I will definitely hang on to this one. I think it's really cool. That's cool. Let's see. We also, as Roland, I did finally get in touch with the people at Ryder One, and they have sent me a Ryder One signer. We call them signers now, and two extra recovery tags. So the beauty of this device here is that it focuses on a seedless setup. You can use a seed if you want to, but they encourage you to use the seedless setup, and you have several keys. So you set up the device, and then you can. I believe the box comes with one key, and then you can buy extra keys. And the thing that's cool about the Ryder One is that you can add more keys after you've already set it up. You can't do that with a Tangem. A Tangem comes with a 2-card or a 3-card set. And once you've set those up, if you use the seedless option, you cannot add additional cards to your set. So you have to rely on those 3 cards. The Ryder 1, it's effectively unlimited. You could buy 4 or 5 or 6 or more of the backup recovery tags and put a backup on each one of them. They also have a social backup where you can send a token to a friend or relative, which will be on their phone. So if you lose everything, then you would still be able to use their phone to recover if you bought a new device. Another nice thing about the Ryder One is that it has a screen. Tangems don't have a screen. So this is kind of in between what I would say the ease of Tangem, and but at an improvement as far as the screen and the backup flexibility. And it tries to stay really easy to use. So it's got its own market niche, and I'm really excited about it. They told me that they're adding some new features on Monday, so I'm gonna wait before I'm gonna wait till those features get updated to their software package. I believe that there's an app before I do my setup video. But I'll do the unboxing then. It's a pretty cool little device, and I'm looking forward to playing around with it. All right. Let's see. Also, I had told you guys before about these badges, which are pretty cool. This little device can be personalized with a badge that you can remove. And then I've got a couple others over here. I think I told you about the this little nano icon that they gave out to the affiliates on the affiliate day. But you can buy packs of these. I have this other pack here. There's one more pack, and I wanted to buy that last pack so I would have all 3 packs. But it's $20, and then the shipping was going to be $20. And I was like, I was willing to spend 20, but I wasn't really willing to spend another 20 on shipping, because if I'd have bought a Ledger device, then I would have gotten free shipping if it's over $170. But yeah, so yeah, they just clip right in there, and I like the duck. I might use the duck for a while and see how that works. That's a nice little device. All right, so I wanted to do some swaps using, I'm going to use my Ledger stacks because that's where my stablecoin is at the moment. So let's go back over, and the first thing I'll show you how to do is how to fund your Ledger device with stablecoin, which is really not that difficult, but I did want to go through that step. So let's go back over. Sorry about that. That was the camera laying on the table. Oh. Okay. You guys can hear me okay? Yeah, I just switched mics. Back to the boom. All right. So, where were we? Oh, the first thing I want to do is show you how to fund your wallet with some stablecoin. So if you look here in Ledger Live, if we go into show all, you can see all your assets. You can see I have 300 in stablecoin, which we're going to use for our little fund tonight. And then if you dive down into that, it will show you I've got some empty stablecoin accounts. But if I click here, it shows me where it's from, right? That this is on my Ethereum stacks. Now, I've named this account because it's associated with my stacks device. And that's how I keep everything straight. Let me close this knife here. I don't want to cut my hand open on this thing. So there is some stablecoin in here now, but I did want to show you how you would fund your wallet with some stablecoin. So why don't we try? Let's see if I've got the the G5. So I got the Ethereum Nano G5. This is the Ethereum account of the G5. Let's grab the address. We're going to do, and notice how they put this bank transfer here now. I went to set up that NOAA earlier, but it still hasn't been approved for me yet. There's still, I submitted all my information. It's kind of back to where it was before, but I'm waiting for an email. So I was planning on doing that with you guys tonight, showing you how to use the NOAA, the onboarding stablecoin built into Ledger Live, but I haven't received my approval yet. So we'll wait on that one. So we'll do things the old-fashioned way. We'll do our receive via crypto. I'm going to skip the hardware check just for the sake of time. Let's grab that address, and then we'll go over to Kraken. And I've got some US dollar coin in my Kraken account. We're going to do a withdraw. And we'll choose to withdraw some US dollar coin. We'll do it on the Ethereum network. I know we pay a little bit higher fees for that. I've got two devices addresses in here already, but I haven't sent anything to that G5 yet, so I'm going to need to add that withdrawal address. So I'm just going to paste in that address, and then we'll call this one USD. Let's make it caps. USDC. Oh, I guess it's not going to. Is it just me? USDC. Okay, there we go. And then we'll say G5. There we go. So that just lets me know that when I make a withdrawal in the future, that's going to my G5 account. Let's see. We'll add that withdrawal address. We'll go over to my email. We'll confirm that withdrawal address. All right. Everything's good there. We'll go back here. Let's hit that withdrawal again of US dollar coin on the Ethereum network. Now we've got this address here. Let's just do 100. And that's all. We just hit review. They're going to charge me 69 cents for that withdrawal. Yeah, kind of bummer, but that's life. All right, so we did that. And then we come here, we just refresh, and we're going to see that we're down to 40 stablecoin now. And then if we go over here, let's do sync, and let's see if we get an incoming. Oh yeah, that was Ethereum. That was last week. Now, you don't have to add the token. If you send a token to your Ethereum address, it will come into the wallet. So there's no reason to add the token ahead of time. It will know what to do, or your wallet will know what to do with an incoming ERC20 token, if it ever shows up. So hopefully soon. Now, I did see on Kraken that there was, they said they were having some issues, but I got a thing from Kraken that said I withdrew it. I'm pretty sure this is what we did, huh? Yeah, that's the address. Okay. Well, it's not cooperating with me. Let's close Ledger Live and launch it again and see if that kicks it into high gear. Okay. So we should see like $100. Yeah. So I don't see it. No. That's weird because I got the alert that the withdrawal was... Kraken is there. There, it just came in there. So you can see that I have $100 worth of US dollar coin. Not quite confirmed yet. So yeah, I saw that Kraken was doing some stuff, but luckily it didn't affect me tonight. And then if we go, let's see, if we go to Ethereum and then we go to the Nano G5, now you can see that the token is listed in the wallet because it has a balance. So I didn't have to add the token first. Some people do that when they're bringing in ERC20 tokens. It's not really necessary. You can just get the address of the Ethereum wallet and send your token in. All right, so we'll go back to the stacks. Actually, let's see. What do I want to buy? Let's buy something using the stacks. And we'll use the US dollar coin. And we're going to do a swap. And let's see, what should we get here? I think last time we did link. I want to stick with a ERC20 token, so we're still on. We'll do chain link on the Ethereum network, right? We'll stick with the Ethereum network, and I'm going to stick with the device that my source device. I've had some issues going between devices. Most of you wouldn't have this issue because you're usually just using one device for all of your accounts in Ledger Live. But if you're managing more than one device, you might. I'm just playing it safe. It might work. I don't. I'm just going to stick with keeping it on the same device. So we're going to do $100 or 100 stablecoin. And then that's the link. And then I'm going to use 1 inch. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and connect the device. All right, this is my stacks, and I'm going to enter my PIN. Ugh. Okay. I don't think that's going to work. Is that going to work? No. All right, let me try this one more time. I think when I get, if my finger has is on the bottom of it, sometimes it screws up when I'm trying to punch in my pin from the other side. So I have the device connected, and we've got, well, let's choose 1 inch. Now we need to approve spending. So first we got to give approval. That's going to cost us about 3 cents in gas fees. All right, the ledger is connected, and it wants me to allow the secure connection. Let's kind of move over here. Yeah, I'm trying to be very careful here with my mic. The cat is here. All right, Kitty's here. Let's go ahead and allow that secure connection. All right. And it's checking app dependencies. Oh, in this case, it wants me to open the Ethereum app. So we'll do that. All right, and then it's approving the token here. And it wants me to do it on the device. So we swipe. We swipe. Oh, and this is clear signing too. If you look here, it's giving us a very clean, clear instructions on what exactly we're doing. It's a smart contract. It's 1 inch. It's a $100 US coin. And then we can just approve to sign. And that's done. All right. And then approve 1 inch request to access your token for the swap. Let's see if I exit here and go into 1 inch. Is it going to know what I want? I think I need to go back. Pardon me. Approve the 1 inch. Let's see here. Kitty, come here. Somebody wants to say hello. He's just, let's do it. Come here. Oh. Yeah, I think Kitty's, well, his paws are wet. He just came in from the outside. And you don't have your collar. Yeah, he lost his collar. I think there's probably like 10 of his collars in our neighborhood stuck on bushes or fences or wherever he loses them in fights or whatever happens to his collars. So I always have like a pack of 3 in the cabinet up in the kitchen. So I forgot to give him his new collar. He lost his collar this morning. All right. All right, kitty. We said hello. I guess he wants to stay in my lap here. Let's go to this. All right. So, oh, okay, there. Now it's ready for me to swap with 1 inch. So we'll click that. We'll go back here. Oh, we'll go ahead and continue. And then let's look on our device, and we should see an approval on the device. There we go. So we're going to review the. I'm sorry, I hope you guys can still hear me okay. Okay, so we're going to swap, and there's all the information about the swap from US dollar coin to link. There's the fees, and then we'll hold to sign. All right. So I was using the 1 inch app there. I was using 1 inch. So we're directly using the 1 inch decks within Ledger Live using the 1 inch app that they developed for Ledger using Ledger Dev Tools, right? So we don't have to use third-party wallet. We don't have to go out to the 1 inch website because although the 1 inch website is fine, sometimes people can get confused and maybe spell it wrong or Google it and get like a faux site. So staying within our secure enclave in Ledger Live ensures that we're interacting directly with the 1 inch website or the 1 inch protocol using the app, and we're using clear signing and transaction check. Transaction check is I forgot to point that out, but I have transaction check on, and it will tell me if it detects anything shady, like a shady attacker's address or something like that. It'll flag it. So we've got transaction check and clear signing protecting us in our secure enclave Ledger Live. So all things are good there. Now I wanted to show you the same thing, but this time I'd like to do a cross-chain swap from Ethereum to Base. We'll see if I can pull that one off. So let's go back here. We're done with that swap, so we're good there. Let's go back to the stacks. We'll go to our US dollar coin. Now this time what I'd like to do is swap from US dollar coin on the Ethereum network to US dollar coin okay, I want US dollar coin. It's and there. Okay, so now it's going to ask me the chain that I want. So I'm going to choose Base. And I'm going to use Base Stacks because I have a Base account set up on my Stacks. If you don't have a Base account already set up on that device, it's easy enough to do. You can add an existing account. You can add an account and then just tell it you want to use US dollar coin on Base, right? So now you can see I've got the trade all lined up, right? US dollar coin to Base. Let's just do 50. Oops. All right, and doesn't look like they're going to let me use 1 inch for this cross-chain swap. We can use Thorchain. I don't know. It's telling me that's the best quote, but it says 10 cents. Anyway, I'll just use this one. I'm not sure which one this is, but what the heck. And it's probably, first I got to give it approval, right? And it's going to probably want me to open the Ethereum app. We'll do that. Right, so we'll open the Ethereum app. All right, and then I need to approve trading this token on this platform first. There's my clear signing. Oh, did I have? Yeah, there it is. No threat detected by transaction check. So we've got that third-party service that's verifying our transaction for us. And then we've got clear signing giving us a clear view of exactly what we're doing. So I'll hold down this check mark. We've approved the token for trading on that platform. Now we need to request access. Okay, now we need to just go ahead and do the swap, right? Well, let's hit swap. Oh, it's installing the Exchange app. Yeah, because it's using the Exchange app, so this one here. And it's going to tell us to open it. So we'll open that. And we'll do that. And okay, now it wants us to review the swap from US dollar coin to US dollar coin using LI Fi 50 US dollar coin. And we're going to get 49.54 back on the base network. And then we'll sign. We'll hold to sign. And looks good. Perfect. All right, let's look over here. I'm in the way here. Hang on, let me switch mics one more time. Ugh. All right. Hello? Okay. Here we go. Okay. I'm doing this. Okay. All right. I'm just, whoops. Again, that's the ceiling, I think. Yeah, I'm just wanted to move myself so you guys could see this. All right, so it's basically just telling me that it went through all right, right? And I could look at the details if I want to. You know, it's just going to show me what happened, basically. And then if we go into accounts, that US dollar coin is going to be in my base account, right? So if we go down here to base stacks, and hit this. Oh, it's probably not in there yet, right? It's going to take it a little bit of time to get in there. So, oh yeah, there it is right there, right? So there's our 50 US dollar coin. Right, and then I wanted to also do a Thorchain swap. We saw we could have used Thorchain in that one just now. But I'd like to show you, you can swap Bitcoin on Thorchain from within Ledger Live as well. Let's see, Blanks has a question. If you have a malfunctioning Ledger Flex and they will warranty, but once it's sent back, is there any risk for security to my crypto? Depends on how paranoid you are and how defective it is. If you really don't want them to see any of your, first of all, they're not going to steal your crypto. It'd be like, you know, going to the bank and is the teller going to steal my money? Everything's like logged. But anyway, you could reset the device to factory if it's going to be replaced anyway and you have your recovery phrase. You should be able to do that. I don't know exactly what's wrong with your Flex, but resetting it to factory is pretty straightforward. You just enter the PIN incorrectly 3 times and it'll reset to factory. If it's like, I don't know what's wrong with it though, you may not be able to do that. But if it's in a state where you can't use it anyway, I don't know that they're going to be able to get access to it either. I don't know what they're planning on doing, replacing it or fixing it. I don't know the whole story, but I wouldn't worry about Ledger stealing your crypto. I don't know how much crypto you have on there, but my advice would be to reset the device to factory before you send it back to them, if possible. If not, and it's like you got 100 grand worth of crypto, then I don't know, just buy another one. I mean, if it worries you that much, if you're worried about putting 100 grand of crypto at risk by sending a defective unit back to them and you can't get it reset, then maybe just spend $250 to protect your 100 grand. I don't know. I'm a little weird that way, but yeah. Personally, I wouldn't worry about them stealing my crypto. But it's a legitimate concern. I've heard people that get all freaked out about that. Oh, they want me to send it back. Those those criminals want me to send back all my crypto to them. I'm like, well, just reset the device. It's not that difficult to do the reset. And if it's not functioning at all, then they probably wouldn't be able to get to it either. Let's go ahead and do that last swap though. We'll do, let's do Flex this time. We're going to do, because there's some Bitcoin on the Flex. All right. And so I'm going to disconnect my stacks and we'll connect my Flex. I'm going to enter my PIN here. Okay, we got that. And so what we want to do is we want to swap Bitcoin. And let's swap it for Solana. Solana's in the news tonight. And I want it to be on my Flex. Where's it? Oh, here. Yeah. The Solana Flex. It's the same device, right? I know my configuration is a little more complicated than most because I use multiple devices. Most of you will probably only have one device, so you wouldn't. I just remember it failed once when I tried to go between devices. It just didn't work right. So I'm not taking that chance tonight. All right, so let's say 0.0001 is $11. Let's just do, yeah, $110 worth of Bitcoin to Solana. Hey, where'd Thorchain go? I thought we could do this with Thorchain. Oh well. So much for that, right? These are all centralized. MoonPay is something I have to sign up for and do KYC. CIC is a centralized exchange, but it doesn't require me to fill out KYC paperwork. Exodus, I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's, yeah, I was like, why won't they do Thorchain for me? I thought I could do Thorchain. That's kind of a disappointment. Huh. Okay. Let's, okay. Well, that's what happens when you do stuff live, right? Let's try this. So, why am I not getting Thorchain? I thought it was Thorchain was, maybe it's too little? Oh, yeah. All right. No, it's not that. Yeah, I'm still not getting Thorchain. I don't know why. We had Thorchain before when we were doing US dollar coin. And I thought that Bitcoin was a Thorchain thing. Oh, well. Let's go back to Ledger Flex. Or Bitcoin Flex, pardon me. Let's go back to the Flex. Let's go ahead and do that 0.001 to Solana, and we'll go ahead and use CIC. Yeah, I don't mind CIC. I've used them many times, but it's kind of disappointed. I thought that the Thorchain was specifically for doing Bitcoin on-chain swaps. Ugh. Anyhow, let's go back over to this mic. And okay. And first we need to allow the secure connection. All right. Then we need to open the Exchange app. Whoops. All right. And now we need to approve this transaction. We've got the clear signing going. We're using CIC, which is an exchange partner. And then we'll go ahead and sign it. So basically CIC is centralized. So I'm sending my Bitcoin to the CIC centralized exchange. They're going to swap it on their platform using their liquidity and their servers, and swap it to Solana, and then the Solana will come right back into my Solana wallet. So on the surface, it looks like it's happening in the wallet, but it's not. I'm actually sending my Bitcoin out of the wallet somewhere else. You kind of do that with decentralized exchanges too, but I thought that Thorchain was going to work for us for our Bitcoin, but it turns out, I guess not. All right, so let's go back. Let's go back to this other mic. And back over to this. And I think you guys can still hear me. Okay, so it says everything was broadcast. So we're swapping a little bit of Bitcoin for a little bit of Solana. Still pending. I've got a swap ID. Now this, I could contact them and use that if something were to happen, if it were to get stuck. I've got that swap ID that I could use to contact CIC. This happened to me before. Let me show you what CIC is. I was using CIC once, and I was trying to do a swap, and I sent something on the wrong chain. I wasn't aware that they wouldn't accept the Polygon chain or something like that, and they were kind of like, oh, it needs to be on the Ethereum chain. But they refunded me. It took them a while, but they did. So if anything were to go wrong with this swap, I could contact them directly with that code that they generated here, this swap ID. And I can always get to that in Ledger Live if I need to. So basically what we're going to look at here is we've got the Bitcoin Flex. And we just sent out about $110 worth of Bitcoin. And what we're hoping to see in the near future is an incoming $100 or about $109 worth of Solana. But it could take 5 minutes. It could take 10 minutes. It could take half an hour. It varies. But I've never had it not work. Except that one time when I sent it on the wrong chain, and that they told me that right away. They were just kind of like, we don't take you. It never got there, according to them. But I had the swap ID, and I told them, hey, I sent it on the Polygon chain, and they were like, oh, now I see. Well, we'll get it back for you, but it didn't happen right away. Yeah. So I was kind of hoping to do the Thorchain swap. I don't know why my Bitcoin wouldn't do Thorchain, but hey, what can I say? We'll just kind of hang out and wait for that to come back. Yeah, there's a We're like down $100 now from where we were when we transferred that stablecoin in. Yeah, being an affiliate pays off. Oh, look, it did come in. Look at that. So there's our Solana. It came into my Solana Flex account. All things, everything is right in the universe. Where's down here? Yeah. So yeah. Just received 107.93. It cost us a couple bucks. But it's nice to be able to do everything in Ledger Live. I probably should have done more swaps using the 1-inch, but I think I did a few last week too. So you saw me do that last week, but I kind of wanted to show you the cross-chain swap, but that wouldn't work in 1-inch. I guess 1-inch won't do a cross-chain swap. But if I were swapping base to base or Ethereum to Ethereum or Polygon to Polygon, I probably could have done it all those different chains in 1-inch, because I know 1-inch supports those other chains. It probably just doesn't just support the cross-chain swaps. But Ledger Live does, and sometimes uses 1-inch, sometimes uses the exchange app, sometimes uses DeFi sites, sometimes uses centralized sites. So you kind of have to whatever you feel comfortable with. If it's a red flag for you, then just don't do it. Okay, I'm looking to see the Duke of Crypto. Are you still offering consultation calls? And if so, how can I make an appointment with you? Thank you, CryptoDad, for all you do. Duke of Crypto, send me an email. thecryptodad@gmail.com. Let me know what your issue is, and we'll see what happens. Maybe you can't swap to Sol. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. Let's see if let's try the Flex swap to something besides Sol, right? Like maybe Ethereum. See what that does. Ethereum on the Ethereum network, to my Ethereum Flex, and 0.001. Yeah, you were right. It just wouldn't let me do Solana. So it will let me do the Thor chain. So let's do that. I've got a little bit of time left. So we'll choose Thor chain. We'll swap with Thor chain. And what does it want me to open? Oh, probably the Thorchain app. Let's go back over. I'm just going to bring this boom mic over this time. I'm in the way, as usual. Basically, let's just look at what the device is asking us to do. Oh, okay. So it wants me to review. It's using the Exchange app. Whoops. Trying to get this thing out of the way. There we go. It's using the Exchange app, but it is using the Thor chain to do this. All right, that's cool. All right, so it's using Thor swap, Bitcoin to Ethereum, and a small Bitcoin fee there. And hold the sign. Whoops. This thing can be just a tad finicky at times. Looking good, huh? I like it. Oh, it's still doing stuff over there. Signing over here. Ooh. Boom. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. So we did it on Thorchain. Bitcoin to Ethereum. Yeah. Who said that? Somebody said that. Mr. Miskey, thanks for that suggestion. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it just Thorchain doesn't work with all the other chains. Maybe just not. But yeah, when we did Bitcoin to Ethereum, we were able to use Thorchain swap. Pretty cool. Let's go over to accounts again. Mr. Duke of Crypto, you are out of luck, my friend. I hate to tell you this, but you shouldn't have left your BNB on the beacon chain so long. It ended in 2024, and there's no way to get back to it. Believe me, I've tried. So you're basically out of luck with that one. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the beacon chain has been completely shut down. I'm not happy about it. I think it's pretty egregious. But I had some tokens that on the beacon chain that were in my Trust wallet for a couple of years, and I was kind of like, oh, they'll be fine. And they were showing me a balance, and I was like, hey, yeah, I got like a couple thou, in BNB tokens, not BNB tokens proper, but tokens, sub tokens on the BNB chain. And then all of a sudden, they just announced that, hey, we don't support beacon chain anymore. So I was out of luck. My tokens were gone. Dust. That's a good example of not thinking that you can just hold, buy and hold, and just hold forever. Because not only is buy and hold a bad, can be a problem with a device if you just throw your device in a safe or a drawer for 5 years without updating it. That can be remedied with seed phrase, if it depends on the chain that it's on, like if it's Bitcoin or Ethereum. But a lot of times people, I myself included, will buy tokens that become obsolete in one form or another. Either the developers just give up on that particular token project, and it might still show you a balance, but there are no places to sell it. Or it could be like the BNB chain, where they just simply stop supporting their old chain, and then oops, oh well, sorry, they sent me warnings back in 24 saying, hey, beacon chain will no longer be supported and stuff like that. I don't know if you were getting any of those emails with your holdings or not, or how you did it. You probably just dropped it in the wallet and forgot about it. But I've had this happen with several cryptos that I was holding in a wallet thinking they were safe and sound, and then the token lost support, or the chain lost support, or the project lost support, and they exchanges stopped listing it, delisted it, that kind of stuff. So you always have to kind of keep your eyes open in the crypto world, because nothing is permanent. You kind of have to stay on top of things. You got to keep your device updated, and you've got to keep an eye on your tokens and make sure they're supported. I mean, there's still people telling me stuff like, oh, I'm still trying to convert my Poly token to Paul, stuff like that. That was like 2 years ago. I had people come in and say, hey, I still have ERC20 based Tron. ERC20 based Tron disappeared like ages ago. But there are still people still holding it. And like, how can I swap it back to, regular Tron? Well, you can't. You used to be able to do it on Binance for like a year or two after the migration. But then Binance doesn't support ERC20 token Tron anymore either. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but Tron used to be an ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain. And then they migrated over to their own chain, the Tron chain. And then they had there used to be a tool where you could actually, send your Ethereum Tron somewhere and it would convert. But I don't know, they don't do that anymore either. They just don't support ERC20 based Tron anymore. So I heard people, hey man, I put this ERC20 Tron in my wallet in 2017 and now it's 2025 and Tron's doing pretty good. And I'm like, well, That's the way it goes. So yeah, I'm sorry to tell you that, Mr. Duke. That's the way it goes. And did we get that Solana? What was the last thing we were doing? Right, we did that swap from Bitcoin. That failed Solana. That's something else. As you can see, I'm getting a little bit of spam. These zero transactions. But that's nothing to worry about. That's Solana is a public blockchain. What were we? Oh, we're still waiting for some Ethereum to come back from ThorSwap, right? That might take a while, right? Let's hit sync and see what happens. Yeah, we'll see the balance go back up again. Yeah, I mean, Elapal, you probably wouldn't be able to do it in Elapal. You know, if it had been 3 or 4 years ago, I'd have said, oh, you might want to import that seed phrase into Trust Wallet. Trust Wallet is a quick and easy way to you can import seed phrases. I don't know if you had anything else in the hardware in the Elapal besides your beacon chain BNB. Like if you had Bitcoin in there, you might not want to import that seed phrase into a hot wallet like Trust. But there are emergencies where people, you know, I can't access this in the wallet that I'm using. And so you could import the seed phrase into Trust. Trust wallet, it's a phone-based wallet, will allow you to import a 12 or a 24 word seed phrase in, and then it'll access a lot of tokens that you know you may have not had access to on your other device. And they used to support BNB tokens on the beacon chain, but not anymore. So yeah, I mean, I would have said, hey, you can import that Elapal seed phrase into Trust Wallet, but it's not going to help you now. So yeah, it happened to me. It wasn't BNB proper. It was I used to do a lot of swaps on the BNB chain when they first kind of went decentralized. You could go. There was a site where you could go and swap BNB tokens for, you know, they were like ERC20 tokens. But then I was on that site quite a bit, and I remember getting alerts saying that they weren't going to support beacon chain anymore. And then but I missed some. I didn't get all of them swapped in time out of my Trust wallet, so they ended up being worthless. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, crypto can be cruel at times, and it seems pretty egregious that a big outfit like the Binance chain, although they claim that they're not owned by Binance, they are. I mean, I don't know why they call themselves the Binance chain, but they do, and they say, "Oh well, we're not owned by Binance, or we're not controlled by Binance." But for a big project like that to just say, you know what, we're not even going to support our old chain anymore. Sorry, seems pretty egregious, but seems like they got away with it. Let's see what else we got. I guess that Ethereum's not going to hit right away, but that was pretty cool that we were able to do that swap on Thorchain. Yeah. I might just wait a while. So anyway, sorry about that, Duke. And Gregory Whelan has a question. Hello, I just realized we are 1 hour behind. Yeah, my wife has her sister lives in Europe in Rotterdam, and they set their clocks back in the 25th of October, I believe. And then we're going to do ours this weekend. So there's like this weird little time section where we're like disjointed. Normally you're 6 hours behind us or 6 hours ahead of us. Now you're only 5 hours ahead of us or 7 hours ahead of us. I don't know which it is. But it's going to like work itself out here this weekend when we set our clocks back an hour. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you're over in Ireland, right? Yeah. So I don't mean to dox you or anything, but yeah. Oh. No, there is no Ledger backdoor sunset heart. Thank you for asking that. Everybody says that because they're all just parroting what other people are saying. That was a rumor that was spread on Reddit back when they introduced their recovery service. It's been debunked so many times. I thought people were kind of past that, but there are still a lot of diehards on Reddit that, are in their little ivory towers that claim that Ledger has a backdoor and they don't trust Ledger. And fine, they use a less superior wallet if you want to. I'm going to continue to use my Ledger because it works just fine and there's no backdoor. It's kind of a ridiculous concept, but most of the OG crypto users are pretty paranoid, and so they're gonna one person says it and it sounds like it makes sense, and then it's just kind of like the rumors die hard. Let's see. What do you think of the Trezor Safe 7 with the quantum computing on the horizon? I have requested a Trezor Safe 7, and I believe they're going to be shipping me one pretty soon. But I haven't got my hands on it yet. I don't know what quantum ready means. It's kind of a meaningless term. There, our Ethereum came in. Yeah, so there's our Ethereum that we swapped on Thorchain, Bitcoin to Ethereum. Cost us a couple of bucks, but we did it. So it's really cool. All the swaps you can do directly in Ledger Live, using the Ledger Live interface in this secure enclave. And when you swap directly in Ledger Live, like I mentioned before, you've got transaction check to alert you to spammy addresses or suspicious transaction, and you've got clear signing on the device to give you a clear, human-readable account of exactly what you're doing instead of a bunch of hex code. So that's the big advantage of using Ledger Live. In addition to the fact that you don't have to leave your comfortable, secure enclave of Ledger Live, right? You don't have to go out and, go out into the scary world of DApps and shady websites or anything like that. You can just kind of stay in Ledger Live and do your thing. And you've got the transaction check and the clear signing to give you that extra bit of confidence. So I just wanted to demonstrate that for you guys tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. Dot Goddess, I'm kind of new. I have a Flex. Should I go ahead and just update the apps when it suggests? Also, does the XRP always come through with a 0 transaction when I receive XRP? Yes and yes. It's best practice to keep your device up to date, and the software should be kept. The Ledger Live software should be kept up to date. The Ledger apps. When you go to the My Ledger section, I think this thing is connected. You should always update your OS. They call it firmware, or Ledger calls it OS now, but it's firmware. And then app updates. The app updates are important as well because the developers that do these apps, like the Hedra, this is not Ledger. This is the Hedra team. Whenever they make updates or bug fixes or add features or security fixes in Hedra, they also update the app and submit that to Ledger, and then Ledger provides a way to keep your apps up to date. So yes, always keep your apps up to date. As I mentioned, security fixes, bug fixes, and additional features. And if the blockchain changes, you're going to need to have updated apps. Like Ethereum has gone through several upgrades over the last several years. They went from proof of work to went from proof of stake. I'm sorry, they went from proof of work to proof of stake. So that's like the app needs to be completely overhauled for that. So yes, definitely keep your apps up to date. And then, yeah, those zero amounts coming in. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. You can't leave while you're in the middle of it. That happens on a lot of chains. You saw that on my Solana chain. I had some zero transactions coming in. There's nothing to worry about. At the very worst, they're just recon for maybe a phishing attempt later. So you don't need to worry about that. Just you cannot lose crypto by someone sending you a zero transaction. It's probably so small it doesn't register, but it's like dusting attack. But dusting attack gives it more credit for what it's worth. It's not really an attack. It's just kind of a recon. So yeah, there's no way you can lose crypto because of that. The only thing you have to worry about is perhaps someone trying to do a phishing attack on you, on your wallet address. But it's nothing to worry about. There's no way anyone can steal your crypto by sending you crypto. Just think about it, right? If that were the case, then the blockchain wouldn't be very useful if someone could send you crypto and somehow magically have access to it. Doesn't work like that. But crypto is transparent on the blockchain, so you're going to see more and more of like recon attacks or recon on addresses, right? So don't believe any phishing emails that say, "Oh, claim your airdrop," or a text message that says, "Hey, you just qualified for 100 XRP or 100 SOL. Click here." All that junk, just like you would junk mail. If you get a letter in the mail that says you may have won a Winnebago, and you just gotta call this number and give up all your personal information, you would be wise to that. So the same goes in the crypto world. Avoid scams and phishing. Dot Goddess, welcome to Crypto Enthusiast. Hey, Dot Goddess, thank you for that. All right, I'm way over tonight. I'm going to go upstairs, spend some time with my lovely wife, watch TV, and I want to thank you guys for being here tonight. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next week. Let's go over here. So thanks for being here. I will be here again next week, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. Hope to see you there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for the new member, which was Dot Goddess. Thank you for that. Thank you, Kenny, for the news. Thank you, everyone that asked questions. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, Duke of Crypto. Really sorry about that. It hurt me as well. And everyone else that asked questions, everyone that just lurked. Just thanks for being here and spending your Saturday evenings with me. Roland, I hope you enjoy the Ryder 1 wallet when I do the unboxing. I should have that posted early next